Hello, for this week's video forum, I chose to continue my research on the overland trails, but specifically focus on the Oregon Trail. I found many articles, so it was tough narrowing down to just three. The first article I found is by Jerry Eichhorst and was in the Overland Journal. The article is John Thomas Jeffries, Fortune Seeker or Criminal. The article describes John Thomas Jeffries and his life on the Oregon Trail and his many money-making adventures and life-threatening events. Mr. Eichhorst has done extensive research on John Thomas Jeffries, searching through newspaper articles, emigrant accounts, and genealogical investigations. Jeffries was rumored to be a professional gambler and dangerous gang member on the Oregon Trail. But Jeffries also had a significant impact on the history of the Oregon Trail in Idaho by establishing a new emigrant wagon route across the state in 1854. Hundreds of wagons and thousands of emigrants followed his route on their way to Oregon in 1854, the 1860s, and even beyond. My second article by Roger P. Blair was also in the Overland Journal. The article is titled Sacred Ground, and it discusses the founding of the Oregon-California Trails Association. OCTA was formed in August 1982 as an advocacy group to prevent future losses of rut swales on the overland trails. This article specifically looked at Echo Meadows in Oregon and the impressive rut swales that still exist on both public and private land. The Bureau of Land Management now has control of this land and has built an interpretive kiosk for public appreciation. My last article that I reviewed was by Sarah Richardson. I found this to be the most interesting and one of my favorite articles. It was featured in the journal American History and is titled Freedom Trail. This article tells the story of half African American George Washington Bush, who rode the Oregon Trail with his wife and 5 sons in the mid-1840s. Eventually, they established a settlement in Washington Territory. The reason that they went to Washington Territory opposed to Oregon was Oregon had a law that blacks were unable to own deed or own land there for their homestead. So they chose to go to Washington Territory, which was still controlled by the British at the time. Mr. Bush was escaping the discrimination of African Americans, such as himself. He helped establish Bush Prairie, Washington, where in 1853, 17 families had resided. George Bush was only one of 154 African Americans known to have been living in the Pacific Northwest in 1860, when free blacks, even in the officially slavery-free West, still were subjugated under the law. I really like focusing my research on the Oregon Trail, the overland trails, and I am kind of more leaning towards maybe this may be what I do my dissertation on, but I'm not totally positive yet. There was a lot of articles that I did find this week in EBSCO. If it is a topic that you're interested in, I highly recommend you go check it out. There's a lot of journal articles, a lot of primary sources to review. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed my video. God bless.